We've always looked up at the stars, dreaming up the day would get there. But here's the twist. Animals beat us to it. Monkeys, dogs, and a bunch of other creatures were launched into space long before humans ever left the ground. Some came back heroes, others not so lucky. And one ape, that one made history. Let's skip the countdown. Let's get into the wild story of the animals who went to space first.
Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, hoisting harmony to the heavens and opening new gateways for international science.
Hi, this is Samuel. Now let's go and watch the video. Number 1. Stray Dog. Let's start with Laika, the world's first space traveler. In 1957, the Soviet Union was racing to prove their space power, so they picked Laika, a stray dog from the streets of Moscow, to make history. She was trained for weeks, getting used to tiny spaces, loud noises, and the feeling of being spun around like a rocket launch. Then, on November 3rd, 1957, Laika was launched aboard Sputnik 2, becoming the very first living creature to orbit the Earth. At the time, the Soviets claimed she survived for several days, but years later, it was revealed. Laika died just a few hours after launch, from overheating and stress. It's tragic, but her mission changed everything. Laika proved that living beings could survive the violence of launch and the weightlessness of space, at least for a while. Her sacrifice paved the way for human spaceflight, and today, statues and memorials around the world honor her as a pioneer. A stray dog turned global space icon.
This dog has a lot of significance, so I hope that you find this kind of interesting, that I found this for you guys while I'm here in Russia. And actually, people put their flowers up there. There's obviously a lot of people who have care for this dog, but that is Laika.
Number 2. Space tortoises. Next up, the tortoises. And yeah, this one's wild. In 1968, before any human ever reached the moon, the Soviet Union sent 2 tortoises into deep space on the Zone 5 mission. Their job? To test if living creatures could survive a round trip to the moon and back. And they weren't alone. The capsule also carried worms, flies, and even some plane seeds. The tortoises spent nearly a week in space, traveling over 800,000 kilometers. They orbited the moon, faced dangerous radiation, zero gravity, and the cold vacuum of space, things no living creature had ever endured that far from Earth. But here's the crazy part. They came back alive. They lost a little weight, about 10%, and showed small changes in their bodies, but overall, they were healthy. So technically, these tortoises became the first Earthlings to circle the moon and return home safely, beating humans by almost a year. Tiny, tough, and absolute legends of space travel. Number 3. The Champ. And finally, meet Ham, the chimpanzee who helped humans conquer space. Back in 1961, while the US was racing against the Soviet Union, they needed to prove not just that life could survive space, but that someone could actually function up there. That's where Ham came in. He was trained for months to press levers when he saw flashing lights, even under stress and loud rocket noises. On January 31st, 1961, Ham launched aboard the Mercury Redstone rocket.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Fire. Liftoff. And Ham is on his way.
He shot up at over 5,800 kilometers per hour, reaching space before any American astronaut. But Ham wasn't just a passenger. During the flight, he successfully performed his tasks, proving that humans would be able to control spacecraft and make decisions even in zero gravity. After about 60 minutes in space, Ham splashed down safely in the Atlantic Ocean. Photos of him grinding after the mission went viral, turning him into an instant hero. And just a few months later, thanks to Ham's success, Alan Shepard became the first American in space. So before humans took that giant leap, it was Ham who showed the world it could be done.
The engine shut down a fraction of a second sooner than programmed. The abort system worked, but Ham sustained 18 G instead of the normal 11 that was expected. But Ham is fine, and MR2 was successful. Test objectives were achieved. Mercury systems worked in space. A man could have made the trip into space and back safely. MR2 was a significant milestone on the highway to man's flight into space. And the evidence is a live, space-experienced chimpanzee.
So that was today's video, guys. Let me know what you think about it. And when I was editing this video, it really made me reflect a lot. Because on one side of the coin, I feel bad because some of these animals, they died for the sake of testing and stuff like that. But also, it's a good thing that the only way that we could advance is through those tests. So it really puts a lot of perspective on the situation. So tell me what you think. Do you agree with it? Do you don't agree with it? What are your thoughts on this? Tell me down below. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe and stay tuned for more crazy stories, okay? So yeah, bye.